Yo, what is up? My name is Gib, and Camellya is coming out very soon, and lots of people are highly anticipating her, and I want to make sure you are fully prepared for her by the end of this video. Very fast, very quick, and I want to make sure it is easy to understand information. I'm not going to go too deep into like any unrevealed official information though, but some of this will be based on that, so do keep that in mind. Now, Camellya, what we know about Camellya officially right now is that she is a Havoc sword user with a ton of AoE in her kit. As we've seen in the trailer here, she has these crazy like ballerina dancing attacks, you know, something you would see like in a gymnastic stadium or something, or in the Olympics, something crazy she's got going on. She is going crazy with those attacks. That thing is crazy. Crazy how this jungle looks. The animations, they got me going crazy when I'm looking at them. I'm like, holy, wuwa cooked with these. Wuwa cooked with these for sure. So Camellya, weapon options. She is a sword. What is she going to use? Her signature weapon. You also have Cheng-Li's signature weapon, but if you have Cheng-Li's signature weapon, you're probably using it on Cheng-Li. So your other option is going to be the Emerald of Genesis. And if you don't have Emerald of Genesis, you have the Looming Loss or the Commando of Conviction. But let's be honest, if you really like Camellya, are you really putting on some 4-star weapon on her? Like, let's get real, you know? You're either Emerald or Signature, you know? Let's get real, okay? They've given us plenty of, you know, free weapons at this point. There's no way you're not putting the Emerald on her. Okay, let's be real. So, like I said, you have her signature weapon or you have Emerald of Genesis. Her signature weapon, from what I have dreamed about here, is around 20 to 30% better than Emerald of Genesis. So if you're pulling for like meta reasons, you know, besides just having your Camellya be fully complete, that is how much of an increase you are probably going to see in your overall damage on her. So that is something to keep of note for pulling on the signature weapon there. And then we have, what is she going to be paired with team comps wise, and what echoes do you think you're going to be, you know, planning on running with her? Well, I've got you. First of all, let's talk about echoes. Echoes is very easy. She is a main DPS dealer, so she's going to be on that classic 4-3-3-1-1. Now the thing is, she gives a lot of damage percent as a basic attack damage dealer, and there could be a scenario where 4-4-1-1-1 actually is even, never above, but probably even with her at S0, but realistically, 4-3-3-1-1 is going to be your safest and just most consistent bet here. And for your stats, you're going to be going for either crit rate or crit damage on your 4 cost. Most likely crit rate, so you have that consistency. She attacks a ton. You definitely want to be critting on her. So most people are probably going to be going crit rate, and then Havoc for your 3 costs, and then your 1 cost is double attack, you know, nothing too crazy. And for your main echo, we have the Dreamless versus the Crownless. Now, this is always a discussion with Havoc characters because Dreamless does a ton of damage and you can swap out of her animation, and then Crownless has a super long animation, but you can cancel part of it for the damage bonus. Realistically, both echoes don't even matter. A guy like me, I'm going to be running my 3 costs as my active. I'm either using my plant or the wolf or one of the mini plants and just shooting out that laser. You also have the Tambourinus who comes up with the follow-up, he does damage with you. So that's what I'm personally going to be using as my active. I don't want any interruption from my my echo while I'm in combat, because she seems to be like she's going to be completely on field. So that's how I'm personally running her. Also, one side note just to mention, there is also the attack set. Realistically, the attack set's never going to be better than the Havoc set, and also she is, unlike Zhang Liao, for example, who can use the Mech Abomination, she is not electric to get like any bonus damage to Echo, because if you don't know, Echoes do scale off of your character. So if you're going attack set and Mech Abomination, while Mech Abomination is a very good Echo, it's not worth going attack set, unlike with Zhang Liao, where it is very nice with him to synergize. So I honestly just recommend staying on a Havoc set. You know, don't even have to think about attack set. Also, I doubt a lot of people have an attack set farmed unless you got one for Zhang Liao, but even then, you probably farmed for Zhang Liao, not for Camellya. That's just me though. I would run her on a Havoc set, you know, keep it real, keep it simple, you know, 4-3-3-1-1, Havoc set, easy. Now, lastly, let's talk about her teams and, potential, characters she can be running with. Obvious one, big easy one we have is Donjin for her Havoc outro in insane Concerto Generation. Also, Donjin, she just goes on the field, does a little bit of damage, some DPS, all of that. She can be on the Moonlit set, which is pretty nice as well. And the Havoc damage bonus will boost everything on Camellya as she's a Havoc character. And then there is also Sanhua. Sanhua gives you the massive, what is it, like 36% outro for basic attack damage, deepen, or amplification. And that is going to be very huge for Camellya as she is a basic attack damage dealer. And Sanhua also is just a very nice character to play. She comes in, she's a very low field time, your skill, your heavy attack, you swap off. Very nice. And then obviously Verena and Shorekeeper are going to be playable with her as well. Shorekeeper is probably going to have a very nice benefit with her as well, since she seems to be a more on-fielder with her DPS. So when you're introing, you're going to intro once into whoever your second character is, like say Sanhua, then Sanhua would intro into Camellya, and you have both buffs on Camellya, and she would benefit from those very nice and greatly. But we also have Verena, obviously. Verena is the GOAT as well. Very low field time, she gives you all of her buffs, and yeah, Verena's not very far off from Shorekeeper. If anything, they're even realistically in most case scenarios. And that's going to be it for teams. Obviously, can't really discuss anything about rotations or anything as she has not come out yet, but I will have a full guide discussing her when she actually comes out, so please stay tuned to that in the future. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, ask me down below in the comments. I'd love to answer them. And I'll see y'all later. Goodbye.